главное событие вечера. 8-раундовый поединок в супертяжелом весе. Добро пожаловать в черный угол ринга. Боксер из Москвы. Он носит прозвище «Чемпион». Мурад Khalidov.
Well, what an intriguing contest we have for our final show of the evening here at the SK Arena in Saint Petersburg. This bout, or this bill, had a tagline of heavy impact, and the impact won't be much heavier from what these two final heavyweight boxers can produce. Here is the undefeated Murad Khalidov, bringing a perfect record to the boxing ring. 10 fights, 10 wins and 10 knockouts, but he hasn't been in a professional boxing ring for 11 and a half years. But he has been fighting on the bare knuckle circuit, and my goodness, this man can do some damage. Murad Khalidov back into the black corner.
Боксер из Санкт-Петербурга по прозвищу «Русский медведь» Сергей Kuzmin.
Well, Sergey Kuzmin has also had a brief dalliance with bare knuckle boxing, but he, a hugely experienced and accomplished figure in both IBA 3-round boxing and the professional ranks as well, brings a 22-fight record to the boxing ring, 19 wins, just 2 losses, and 14 of those 19 wins coming inside the distance. He's mixed it with some of the very best in the business. His 2 losses coming against the heavy-handed, long-time bogeyman of the heavyweight division, Martin Bakoli, on the undercard of Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev, and his other defeat at Madison Square Garden's Felt Forum, the Madison Square Garden Theatre, against the slickster Michael Hunter, who is no stranger to IBA professional night boxing. So there, a look at the tail of the tape between these two broad-chested heavyweights.
Ираклий Малазони, Алексей Козлов, судья-хронометрист Андрей Скороходов и с ударом гонга рефери в ринге Сергей Летунов. Итак, дамы и господа на трибунах, миллионы фанатов бокса во всем мире в прямом эфире с КСК-арены на телеканале Матч ТВ, главный бой вечера турнира Bad City IBA.Pro Санкт-Петербург. Представляю вам соперника и первым боксера в черном углу. Ему 37 лет, рост 188 сантиметров, вес 114,7 килограмма. Его профессиональный рекорд – 10 побед, включая 5 больших побед нокаутом и ни единого поражения. Дамы и господа, он бывший чемпион России, обладатель Кубка России среди молодежи, чемпион лиги «Наше дело», чемпион лиги «Номад», из Москвы, не знающий поражений, Мурад «Чемпион» Khalidov. А вот и его соперник в золотом углу. Боксеру 38 лет. Его рост 191 сантиметр, а вес 111,1 килограмма. Его профессиональный рекорд – 19 побед, включая 14 громких побед нокаутом и только 2 поражения. Дамы и господа, он чемпион WBA Intercontinental 2018-2019, чемпион Евразии и Океании по версии WBC Eurasia Pacific 2017-2016. Дамы и господа, он из Санкт-Петербурга. Приветствуйте, Сергей «Русский медведь» Kuzmin!
Парни, у вас главное событие вечера. Покажите красивый бой. Желаю вам успеха. В любой ситуации защищайте себя. Пожмите руки. Пора начинать. По углам.
So referee Mr. Sergey Lutinov with the final instructions ahead of our final contest of the evening. It's bout number 11 of what has been a bumper bill here at the SK Arena in Saint Petersburg. And here's the opening bell in a super heavyweight contest scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds. Will we get to that juncture? It's between two very experienced, incredibly talented operators. The shaven-headed figure is slightly taller, some 3 centimeters taller, working the body with straight shots before coming back up to the head. That is Sergey Kuzmin. Just 2 losses in his 22 fight ledger, those coming against world-level operators in Martin Bakoli and Michael Hunter in 2019. And behind closed doors during the pandemic year of 2020. The man wearing the black trunks with the beard, more compact figure, is Murad Khalidov, undefeated in his professional career, racking up 10 wins without defeat, 5 of them inside the distance. His pro debut coming way back in 2008. The 37-year-old hasn't been in the professional boxing ring since February of 2014, but he has been incredibly active on the bare-knuckle boxing circuit, and he's been doing damage in that realm of combat as he lands a good left-right combination and then turns a right uppercut, left hook underneath and around the corner, lands another left hook in what has been an action-packed first half of this first round scheduled for 8.
Khalidov had success there, good success as well. Kuzmin shipped an uppercut and the right hand as well, and the legs went a little bit stiff. He definitely felt that anyway. Kuzmin has been the more active in the boxing ring, but Khalidov is one tough cookie, as we're about to find out. As you said, Ron, he's been active in the bare-knuckle boxing, so this for him will be quite comfortable in there, I should imagine. The pillars hitting him is something quite different. He'll probably be quite happy about that.
Plenty of back and forth between the two of a respectful nature, because what each, again, hits to both body and head from Kuzmin, looking to reply with bent-arm work on the inside, is Khalidov. But the back and forth for both men respecting one another, and at one point, Kuzmin said, if he lands another right hand on the inside, looking for the left right in reply of Khalidov. He said, I've been in this sport for 28 years. I've boxed at every level. I've boxed world-class operators. You're not going to show me anything new, and all of my depth of experience is going to be too much for your toughness and aggression, and you'll see that come fight night. Well, my goodness, we're having an even first round so far through the first 2 minutes, 40 seconds.
Well, I tell you what, Kuzmin might have to find some of that toughness himself here if it continues like this one, because it's been real back and forth in this opening round. Both guys working well with the short game on the inside, uppercut standing well, defensively quite good as well. Khalidov has been quite impressive, impressed me with his game, but there we go, Kuzmin, here's a 10-second clacker. He tries to ram in a couple of right hands. Khalidov takes the shots well, and I tell you what, Ron, the big guys, the heavyweights here, are going to do well to see this 8th and final round if they continue like that, because there was no feeling out process. Both guys having their successes. Kuzmin working well at range, on his toes a little bit early. Khalidov drawing me into a fight, working well on the inside in the mid-range, but Kuzmin was happy to be there as well. It's going to be very interesting as this one unfolds. Who's going to stamp their authority, because the first round was certainly very close.
So all calm in that corner, as you would expect. Nothing this man hasn't seen. Really decorated IBA boxer in the 3-round code. I commentated on him in his run to the silver medal podium at the European Championships in Minsk in Belarus in 2013. In an edition before that in 2010 in Russia, he came away with top spot on the continental podium, national champion in 2011. So that gives you an idea as to this man's pedigree in the game from the 3-round format. He's got his chin checked by a hook upstairs after he had success to the body. Blistering start to the second round by both boxers.
Yeah, good work here from Khalidov, who switched those attacks. He waited for Kuzmin to go downstairs, and as he'd done that, checked him with a hook. Kuzmin just put the chin up, got a little bit too greedy, sat there too long. I'll tell you what though, he soaked it up well, and he's come back with some good shots of his own, but Khalidov is proving a tricky customer in there, isn't he? Because he's punching when Kuzmin is punching, and although Kuzmin is the guy with the experience. He's up on his toes here and he's just trying different things. Khalidov is proving very stubborn in there, and I tell you what, don't blink while this one's on, because anyone can turn this around any one given moment.
You're doing the maths and wonder why there's only 21 results in the 22 fight ledger of Sergey Kuzmin. That's because one of his contests for the WBC international title back in November of 2017 was changed to a no contest after some adverse findings in the post-fight samples of his opponent. So no contest, 19 wins, 14 inside the district and 2 losses, despite answering the opening bell on 22 occasions as a paid professional. So halfway through the second round, and Khalidov looking to get busy with that lead left hand, and a reverse 1-2, right hand, left jab from Khalidov. Kuzmin trying to re-establish his own left jab, and you just get the sense, even though he's experienced and capable himself in that type of chest-to-chest territory, you just get the sense that that type of range and distance suits Khalidov more.
Yep, totally agree with that. Khalidov likes to be inside, doesn't he? And he likes to punch when Kuzmin's punching. You know, he's not afraid to throw the shots. And look at the way he checked that hook downstairs there. He just touched Kuzmin upstairs. And then again, he's just there. And he's setting up the shots and he's switching the attacks to the body. But Kuzmin looking uncomfortable here, Ron.
Indeed, I wonder how badly hurt he was by that left hook to the body that you called, because he stopped punching and he was soaking up some of the shots. But he's a heavy-handed operator, is Khalidov. Spent a long time away for the sport because of some difficulties outside of the ring. So that he's not particularly keen to talk about that. But here he is competing now in the show closer here on IBA.Pro 10. Remember, Kuzmin, the local man from right here in Saint Petersburg, he digs his feet into the canvas, fires off a right hand, left hook, right hand combination, boxing behind a low held lead left hand now, trying to draw in Khalidov. Khalidov going in search of him with the jab. And my goodness, another hard-hitting round of heavyweight action here in our show closer on IBA.Pro 10.
Yep, Khalidov for me doing enough to take that round. Kuzmin was caught by a good body shot, sat on the ropes a little bit too long, got caught with some shots, and Kuzmin then dropping that left hand and trying to draw his opponent Khalidov in. Well, he hasn't got to do that because Khalidov is relentless. He's like a steam train. He's going to keep coming because that's where he wants to be, in the pocket with those short shots. He's getting success with the uppercuts, switching the body shots beautifully as well. Interesting contest, this one, because Kuzmin, as we know, is cheek tough. May have to find that. He's going to have to dig deep here against Khalidov, who, although inactive in the boxing ring, is delivering. Timing's good, and he's making this for a very intriguing contest. Here we go.
Moving to the third round now. Khalidov seeking to stalk his man now. Kuzmin just trying to lure him in and score on the counter. Tucking his chin behind his shoulder effectively, bombing away with the right hand, but only finding the gloves and forearm of the erected defenses of Khalidov. He digs away with a double left hand to the body, but then Kuzmin counters the same body shot of his own. And has that hurt Khalidov? Because he backed off and hasn't punched since he absorbed that left hook beneath his right elbow.
Yeah, Khalidov there, body shots again there from Kuzmin, who had to do something, to be honest. He had to push forward, he had to dig deep there and try and take the play away from Khalidov, because Khalidov is having success. Look, he just landed the jab there, and he's just relentless, Khalidov, and he's finding that success. So I think for Kuzmin, this is about turning the screw and trying to change the pattern of this fight, because Kuzmin is backing off, he's allowing Khalidov the space, and it is not working to his advantage. He needs to put Khalidov on the back foot, take that play away from him.
Right, uppercut wasn't too far away from Kuzmin just a few moments ago. Change of jabs on the resumption of action after a brief intervention from referee Mr. Sergey Kuzmin. Remember, bare knuckle contest invariably shorter, but that's two muscular left hooks turned around the corner from Khalidov, and then letting the combination punches continue to flow.
Yep, good work. And Made Kuzmin miss badly there as Kuzmin loaded up with a right hand. Khalidov come back with a nice short jab. That's where he's getting success with those short shots through the middle. Kuzmin looking to go round the outside. He's being beat to the punch here. There we see it again. He misses with a right hand and misses with a hook. The lack of height from Khalidov is working to his advantage as he lands the right hand through the middle as well. And for me, Khalidov doing the better work again in this round.
Some reddening around the left side. Sergey Kuzmin looks for a left-right combination. There's a right hand which does get through around the temple, another one around the ear. Those shots can have a discombobulating quality, disrupting equilibrium. Touching away downstairs to the body is Kuzmin, and now coming forward behind the cross-arm defense, reminiscent of Kenny Norton or the old mongoose Archie Moore, just trying to cover his torso and his face with opposite forearms. And there's that reddening around the left eye of Kuzmin. That's a solid right uppercut driven in, but look at Khalidov as if to say, bring it to me, as he bites down and looks to fire back immediately. Yeah, Khalidov is one of those rare breeds that actually enjoys getting hit, and you can tell that. We heard that right uppercut thud into the skull there of Khalidov, and he seemed to enjoy it, strangely. And this one is a real entertaining contest, a brilliant way to end a great night of boxing. Sergey Kuzmin against Murad Khalidov, and it's been a very interesting opening 3 rounds there. Khalidov, for me, maybe winning 2 of the 3 rounds. It's one of those ones again, Ron, where you go, what do you like, what are you looking for? But for Khalidov, for me, the inside work, the shorter work has been the more effective. Interesting fight this, because what way is it going to go? Let's look at some of the action in that round, and there was that uppercut that we're seeing. Kuzmin is trying to set up, but that's the short work, that short little jab there, but it's so effective. See that shot through the middle, trust me. They steal your soul, those shots. They're hurtful punches. A little one back there from Kuzmin, and the uppercut was especially effective. Kuzmin's been trying that one the whole time. By the way, it's a gamble to throw that shot, because when you let that shot go, that chin just comes up in the air ever so slightly, and with someone like Khalidov's one of those fighters that likes to throw shots short, so Kuzmin has to be careful of that. Moving to the 4th round as both men continue to seek to bang away to the body of their opponent. Rumbling his way forward is Khalidov. That's a good right hand to the body from Khalidov, which visibly doubled over Kuzmin. But he's keeping his composure, looking to tuck up behind his gloves and forearms and fire back, but there's a clever right uppercut turned underneath, and this is a good passage of the round for Khalidov. Now Kuzmin is turned southpaw, now back in his more comfortable orthodox stance, flicking out a jab, but found it very difficult to keep the marauding Khalidov at bay for the first 40 seconds of this 4th round.
Yeah, great start to the round from Khalidov. That's the work that's been working so well. Body shot goes in again there and pulls the arm down of Kuzmin, but Khalidov standing in front of him, rock solid stance that he has. And Kuzmin throws the uppercut, misses narrowly, comes with a hook, but look at the effect it had on Khalidov. Nothing. He's happy. He wants to sit in there. And this is where he gets off and where he's most successful here, Khalidov. You see that little short 1-2. Kuzmin having to work hard to go with him, and Khalidov again finishing that argument with a short uppercut and hook.
Good left hook to the body once again, and it doubled over the shaven head of Kuzmin before a right hand swivels his bearded chin on the inside. Terrific passage of the round for Khalidov once again, but then look at that left hand landed on the belt line from Kuzmin, and this one being fought in the trenches between these 2 barrel-chested heavyweights. 115 kilograms Murad Khalidov, the slightly taller figure of Sergey Kuzmin, is 111.1 kilograms. And my goodness, all of their strength is being put to the test between this back and forth 4th round thus far.
Yep, what a great night of boxing we've had tonight. IBA.Pro have really delivered, and this fight is a great way to end it. Sergey Kuzmin versus Murad Khalidov, and it has been impressive. The action, seesaw, swinging one way, then the other. For me, Khalidov is doing the better exchanges on the inside, and that may be nicking him the rounds, but you just feel that this fight can change in a heartbeat. Literally, one guy is going to land a shot and turn it all around. Just edge of the seat stuff here, because you never really know what way this one's going to go. But again there, Khalidov, the short shots, the effective shots. He's getting off first with the punches. That split second, he's beating Kuzmin to the punch.
The closing seconds of the fourth round. Big swing and a miss with the right hook from Kuzmin. Oh, that's a beautiful counter left-hand as Khalidov has turned southpaw. Then digs away with the left hand to the body. Kuzmin answers with a roundhouse right to the body, chest plate of his own. My goodness, this is a hard-hitting affair in the heavyweight division. And we are at the halfway stage. 4 rounds completed. Potentially 4 rounds remain.
Yeah, interesting contest this for me. Khalidov doing the better work on the inside, but Kuzmin certainly playing his part. They're really trying to pump him up in the corner, and this is why some of the action in the 4th round. Short work, look at that on the inside. That's the stuff that I'm talking of from Khalidov. The power, see the little jab even in there. Kuzmin standing there, but maybe waiting too long. The uppercut, boom, lands flush. Lovely shot, but look at the character of Kuzmin coming back. As I said, edge of your seat stuff. This is the way you want to close the show. Both guys here delivering, and will one of them come apart? Will one of them crack? Remains to be seen.
So the second half of this contest we go. It's scheduled for 8. What has been a really competitive encounter thus far. Thrusting jab to the body off the back foot landed by the shaven head of Sergey Kuzmin. Now standing his ground in the middle of the boxing ring and looking for holes in the erected defenses of Murad Khalidov. And what I'm taking from this contest as much as anything else, Spencer, oh, that's a wonderful right uppercut, left hook, and then keeping the attack going with Khalidov once again. But there is no change in the expression of Sergey Kuzmin, giving the expression that he is a consummate professional, an experienced fighting man, and his expression hasn't changed one iota despite the punches he has taken. And the same can be said of Murad Khalidov. These are 2 men who have deep fighting experience and are enjoying this physical conversation.
Absolutely, and they are standing toe-to-toe centre of the ring, and this is really becoming physical, not just physical, but mental as well, psychological, because both guys now, the shots are budding in there. They're showing a lot of character, a lot of durability, a lot of resilience in there. Both men having their successes, but more importantly, neither man really has got his foothold in this one, and Kuzmin having a good spell here. Could this be the first time we're seeing someone starting to unravel, and that guy being Khalidov?
Well, just as I said, there was no exchange in the expression. The mouthpiece of this man got dislodged and he stole a furtive glance to his corner. And that was the only time I've seen an expression change on the visage of either of the 2 men. Will Sergey Kuzmin have picked up on that? Was it just a temporary inconvenience of having the gum shield dislodged? He's right back into the fray once again, halfway through the 5th round in a contest which has been a real seesaw battle thus far.
Yeah, been tough for both guys there. Khalidov back into the action, back into the trenches. And look at this, relentless pressure from Kuzmin, who really has that will to win tonight. He knows that victory is a must here against Khalidov. Both guys' victory really is that important, and listen to the crowd, they are absolutely loving this.
Well, with Khalidov breathing through an open mouth, Kuzmin intelligently dropped down to the body. If we can sense that from our commentary position here, then you can bet that Kuzmin, up close and personal in the boxing ring, will have sensed any change in the breathing rhythm of Khalidov. There's a clever counter hook, but Kuzmin still appearing loose and relaxed as he looks to ribbon out shots from the and Khalidov just beginning to lose his shape a little bit as he's sucking in precious lungfuls of oxygen through that open mouth deep into this 5th round.
Yeah, that's what you're sensing here, Ron. I think Khalidov started, there was a rock-solid look around him, and look, Kuzmin has sensed that now. He's switching those attacks to the body. As you pointed out, Ron, that's where all the gas comes from, and he'll be sucking it up now. Khalidov, who has been very inactive in the boxing ring, and maybe, just maybe, he's starting to show now. Great round there for Sergey. He needed it, by the way. He needed to get a foothold of this contest, and boy, the momentum is with him now.
Terrific contest so far. have potentially 9 minutes of action remaining. But again, consummate professionalism, feeling the pace, keeping his emotions in check, fire in the heart, cool in the head. Sergey Kuzmin epitomizing those required qualities. But this is where he began to get on top in that round. That's where the mouthpiece was dislodged. Kuzmin managed to turn the tide in his favor, perhaps in that 5th round.
Yeah, totally agree, Ron. And could that be the turning point? Now it's going to be interesting to see the response here from Khalidov, because he's got to do something here. He's going to have to go out there and establish himself early, and he starts with a good right hand.
Exactly what he's done. Neither man willing to concede the center of the boxing ring. Face of Khalidov just beginning to swell and misshape a little bit, as is some of the area beneath the eyes of Sergey Kuzmin. It's been a hard physical affair. There's a clever jab to the body from Khalidov, and again thrusting that lead left hand downstairs in a bid to bring the hands down. Sneaky right hand landed upstairs in response by Kuzmin, who's shouldering his man off and looking to back him up across the boxing ring.
Yep, sort of trying to old man him in there, Kuzmin there. Did you see that? He's dropping the arm and using the shoulder, but look at the response here from Khalidov, who says, no, mate, I'm not having any of that. He lands a big right hand, 2 big right hand, and Kuzmin now on unsteady legs. He drops his hands, but that's a dangerous game to play there.
And again, as you were pointing out, Spencer, at the end of that 5th round, you got the sense, oh, that's a beautiful reverse 1-2, right hand, left hand from Khalidov, that this is a pivotal point of this contest, and credit to both boxers, because each of them have sought to set up camp in the middle of the boxing ring, neither willingly taking a backward step, and that's why we've had this terrific series of trade-offs in the first minute 20 of this 6th round. And it's Khalidov getting the better of the exchanges here, but he's teeing off without response, followed by another reverse 1-2, right hand, left hand. And Kuzmin, well, is he playing possum here? His timing was completely off on that attempted counter left hook, but that was a fantastic passage of the round for Khalidov.
Yep, we said that Khalidov has to do something massive in this round, because it seemed like the fight was being taken away from him. He was the one that seemed like he was just unraveling. And look at his response here. Look at the character this man has shown. And all of a sudden, it's Kuzmin that has to ask questions of himself. Rarely do you see heavyweights going at it the way these two are going at it, leaving it all in the ring here. This show is absolutely thriving on this contest.
The swelling that was appearing around the right eye of Sergey Kuzmin has been busted open, and it's now bleeding. So he's got that adversity to deal with. He's seeking to long bridge Khalidov with the jab, goes in search of a right uppercut, but cannot find the range. And this one taking on an attritional quality now, with both men just taking the opportunity to lean on one another, with 20 seconds and change remaining in what has been a torrid 6th round. Khalidov enjoying perhaps the better of it, but now Sergey Kuzmin going in search of his get back in the remaining closing seconds. They take another breather once again, and this perhaps as slow as the pace has been throughout the entire contest. On the 10-second clapper, both men seeking to let their hands go. Kuzmin with a good start, as again he's looking to, oh, that is a terrific combination to conclude the round, as Kuzmin was looking to just con his man and make out with the rubbery-legged Muhammad Ali type response that he wasn't hurt. Khalidov said, okay, well, hold this, and checked an unprotected chin with a couple of clean punches.
Yep, schoolboy error there from Sergey Kuzmin, clowning around, kidology maybe it was, and he nearly paid the price, didn't he? Because Khalidov is one of those guys you don't mess around with. You don't switch off for a second, because he's always in your face. Just as you thought he was unraveling in the round previously, he comes back better, bigger, stronger. That's character, man. That shows the psychological side, the mental side. You know, both guys are physically feeling fatigue now, and this is about who wants it most, who's going to unravel first. Both guys have shown vulnerability, and here we go into the penultimate round, round number 7. What's going to happen here?
Well, at the start of the 6th round, both men sought to stake a claim to the prime piece of ring real estate that is the center of the ropes arena. And now it's Kuzmin letting go those straight shots. Then goes the good left hook upstairs, followed by a right hand to the body. But look at the response from Khalidov. Terrific back and forth action continuing deep into this heavyweight contest that is scheduled for 8. Could well finish in an instant. This division, more than any other, these boxers capable of wiping out their opponents with one shot. But I just get the sense, Spencer, that both of these men are going to be there at the final bell.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ron. I think that they've both been hit with everything and the kitchen sink, these two, and they've soaked it up. And they've come forward, and neither guy look like they're going to come apart. It's been one of those fantastic contests where you're on edge of your seat stuff, and you don't want it to end. They probably both want it to end. And look at this from Khalidov as he throws his shots, and look at the response here from Kuzmin. Brilliant stuff, excellent action here in the 7th round.
Absolutely sensational. It was Khalidov who started the exchange. Kuzmin answered as he steals the glance to his corner through that right eye, which has been busted open. It was Khalidov who started the trade-off. Kuzmin answered, but then Khalidov had the final word, and a left hook has rocked Kuzmin down to his boot, and he's been sent to the canvas. Now the referee has waved it off, and we have an inside-the-distance victory in round number 7 that has been earned by the hard-hitting, accurate shot selection of Murad Khalidov. Sergey Kuzmin sent reeling across the ring. He wilted down to the canvas, and the referee did not bother to administer a count. What a magnificent conclusion to this heavyweight show closer. Murad Khalidov, who was a touted prospect before some life difficulties. Ropes arena it has been from the world of bare knuckle fist fighting, as we see some of the action from that contest, and indeed the closing stages, all starting with that booming left hook.
Yep.
And again, this is what the IBA.Pro stage can provide us.
Директору IBA.Pro Аллу Сиести.
Saint Petersburg! Какая драма! Какая трагедия! Дайте аплодисменты, пожалуйста! Ну почему такая тишина? Сергей Кузьмин! Сергей Кузьмин! Великолепный мастер! Сумасшедший боксер! Я до сих пор трясусь, потому что, ну, такое зрелище. Кто сказал, что российский бокс мертв? Пожалуйста. Ребята, это российские тяжеловесы. Но это высочайший уровень. Я благодарю вас, Мурад Кhalidov. Мурад, это что-то невероятное, серьезно. Ну, абсолютно невероятно.
Петербург, салам алейкум, приветствую всех. Дайте шуму, друзья. Давайте в первую очередь поблагодарим Сергея Кузьмина. Он реально воин. Вы видели, как он шел вперед? Ну, это молодец. Я отдаю ему должное, его храбрости. Серега. Да, кстати, о чем?
Итак, дамы и господа, рефери поединка Сергей Летунов остановил бой через минуту и 28 секунд 7-го раунда. Победу нокаутом одержал и остается не знающим поражений Мурад чемпион Khalidov. И аплодисменты Сергею Кузьмину.
So Murad Khalidov, the 7th round knockout victor over the accomplished figure of Sergey Kuzmin. He stopped inside the distance for the first time in
Heavyweight has arrived on the scene, and you say there, Ron, the chairman of the Who Needs Him, but also the Who Wants Him club.
So the fighters and the officials continuing to address the fans here at the SK Arena. It just remains for me, Ronald McIntosh, on behalf of Spence Oliver and the entire team here on duty for this IBA.Pro 10 event in Saint Petersburg to say thank you for staying with us. Make sure you stay across all of the IBA social channels for the latest news, updates and information about forthcoming events. Not forgetting, of course, that the IBA Men's World Championship will be taking place at the end of the year in Dubai, where we have that whopping prize fund where gold medalists will receive $300,000 US, silver medalist $150,000 and bronze medalist $75,000. The best boxers in the world in the 3-round format will be doing battle for the IBA world title in Dubai in December.
Yeah, well, on that note, I'm going to think about making a comeback maybe for that 3 rounds.
Although, hold on, Spence. What weight can you get down to nowadays, man?
Well, I can make cruiserweight, no problem at all. Yeah, I think it's been a fantastic night of boxing. Always a pleasure working with the great Ron McIntosh. And until next time, we will see you later.